describe your personality? Yes, I will say I'm an um, ambivert. Sometimes I enjoy talking to people, but sometimes I prefer to stay quiet. I'm a little bit shy when I met when I meet new people, especially in big groups. In big groups. However, when I get to know someone, I become more relaxed and easygoing. I like peaceful and quiet activities such as spending time at home. I also think I am a positive person. I always try to look at the bright side of things. I believe in fairness and honesty, and I treat people equally. Do you prefer spending time alone or with friends? Why? I enjoy both, but I probably prefer spending time alone because I'm an ambivert. I need quiet time to recharge. I like doing static activities such as cooking at home. However, I also enjoy meeting close friends. I just don't like every very noisy and crowd place. Spending time with the right person, right people makes me feel comfortable and happy. My favorite month. What is your favorite month of the year? Why? My favorite month is September because it is my birth month. It is also the beginning of autumn, which is my favorite season. The weather is perfect, not too hot and not too cold. I feel very comfortable in September. The air feels fresh and the sky is all, often clear. I think weather where the weather really affects my mood, so I feel happier in this month. How do you usually celebrate your birthday? I usually celebrate my birthday with my family. We may go out for dinner or have a small celebration at home. I don't like very big party because I am a bit shy. I prefer something simple and warm. Sometimes I cook my favorite Cantonese food dishes for my family. I think spending time with loved one is the most important things. What kind of my cooking? What kind of food do you like cooking? I like cooking Cantonese food because it reminds me of my culture and childhood. My favorite dishes is cook. My favorite dishes to cook are char siu, roast pork, and siu mai. These dishes need patience and skill. For example, char siu needs to be marinated properly, and roast pork needs crispy skin. Now, when my family enjoys the food I cook, I feel very satisfied. Why do you think cooking is important? I think cooking is important because it brings family together. When we sit at the table and share food, we also share our daily experience. Cooking at home is also healthier and more economical. As a mother, I think preparing food for my family is one way to show love and care. My work day. What do you do in your daily work? I work as a pharmacy assistant in an online pharmacy shop. I do not need to face patients directly, which suit my personality because I am slightly shy. However, I need to handle many prescriptions every day. My jobs require me to be careful and organized. Accuracy is very important in pharmacy work, so I always double check the prescriptions before processing them. What skills are important in your job? I think attention to detail is the most important skills because we deal with prescriptions, we cannot make mistakes. I also need to manage my time well because there are many orders every day. Being patient and responsible is also very important. Since I believe in fairness and honesty, I always try to do my work seriously and carefully. My house. What is your dream house like? My dream house would be a cozy three bedroom bungalow near a big lake. I hope it is within walking distance to the lake so I can take a walk there every day. The house should have a modern kitchen and a big living room because I enjoy cooking and spending time with my family. I also want a I also want a garden facing east. So east, east. So we can enjoy the morning sunshine. I think living close to nature makes people feel peaceful. Why is it this kind of house important to you? This kind of house represents a peaceful and balanced life. Since my personality is calm and easygoing, I prefer a quiet environment. Living near a lake would help me relax after work. I imagine sitting in the garden in the morning sunlight, having a cup of tea. For me, happiness is not about a big and expensive house, but about comfort and family time. Festival. What is your favorite festival? My favorite festival is Lunar New Year. It is very special to me because it is full of my childhood memories. When I was young, my parents always brought me new clothes and new shoes before the festival. I felt very excited. As a child, I also received red pockets with a small amount of money from relatives. Even though the money was not much, I was very happy because it could buy snack and toys. For me, Lunar New Year is not just a festival, but also a time for family and happiness. How do you usually celebrate it? Nowadays, I usually celebrate it with my family. We visit relatives and have big dinners together. The food is very important because it symbolics good luck and prosperity. Do you think festivals are important for family? I think festivals are still important, but maybe not as important as they used to be. In the past, people valued traditions more and families spent more time together. Nowadays, many people are busy with work, and some family members may live far away from each other. However, I still believe festivals give families a reason to gather and reconnect. Without festival, people might not meet so often. A festival celebrate differently in the UK and in your home country. Yes, they are very different. In Hong Kong, Lunar New Year is a major festival, and we usually have 3 days of public holidays. In the whole city has a festive atmosphere. However, in the UK, it is just a normal working day. Only some Asian community communities celebrate it, so the feeling is quite different. Means of transport. What kind of transport do you usually use? Why? When I live in Hong Kong, I usually took the bus to and from work. Public transport there is very well developed. The system was or originally established when Hong Kong was the British colony, so it has a long history. In Hong Kong, not many people own their own cars because the city is very crowded and parking is expensive. Therefore, most people use public transport every day, such as buses or the mass transit railway, which we called the MTR. What are the advantage and disadvantage of public transports? The biggest advantage of public transport in Hong Kong is that this it is very convenient and efficient. For example, the bus route I used most often had a bus every 15 minutes, so I never need to wait very long. And other advantage is that it is much cheaper than owning a car. However, the disadvantage is that it can be very crowded during rush hour. Sometimes people have to stand on the bus or train. Do you prefer traveling by car or by train? Why? It depends on the situation. If I travel with young children, I prefer traveling by car. It is because we can stop at service stations from time to time if the children need a break. It is more flexible and comfortable for families. However, if I travel alone, I prefer taking the train. It is very convenient. It I can simply bring backpack by buy the ticket online and go straight to the station. I don't need to worry about driving or parking. How has transport changed in recent years? In recent years, transport has become more modern and digital. Many people now buy tickets online or use mobile apps for transport. In addition, ride sharing service has become more popular in many countries. These changes have made traveling easier and more convenient for people. What would you do if there were no public transport? If there were no public transport, I would probably use ride sharing service such as Uber if it was available. Another option would be driving a car or sharing a ride with friends or colleagues. However, I think life would be much difficult without public transport, especially in big cities. Special occasions. What special occasions are important in your life? One of the most important occasions in my life was the date my son was born. From that day on, my life changed completely Before that, I only need to be responsible for myself. However, after my son was born, I realized that I had much bigger responsibility. Until he grew up, I need to take care of him and support him. It was a very meaningful moment for me because it marked the beginning of a new stage in my life. How did you celebrate your last birthday? Last year, I celebrated my birthday with my family and friends. We had a hot pot dinner together, which is one of my favorite meals. My friend even made a birthday cake for me, which was a very lovely surprise. In addition, my colleagues sent me flowers and birthday cards. I feel very touched and grateful because they remember my birthday. What do you do usually? What do people usually do at weddings in your culture? In my culture, there is a very special tradition during weddings. The bride, the bride and groom serve tea to their parents and sometimes to other senior family members. This ceremony is a way to show respect and gratitude, grat- gratitude to their parents for raising them. That is, this is a very meaningful moment because it symbolic family's utility and appreciation. Do you prefer small celebration or big parties? Personally, I prefer small celebrations. I enjoy spending time with my family and close friends rather than going to big and noisy party. Small gatherings feel warmer and more meaningful to me because we can talk more and enjoy each other's company. Why a special occasion is important? I, I think special occasions are important because they bring people together. In our daily lives, everyone is busy with work and study, so we do not always have time to meet. Special occasions give us a chance to celebrate important moments and create good memories with friends and families. I believe these memories are very valuable in life. Entertainment. What do you usually do for entertainment? In my free time, I sometimes watch movie. I enjoy relaxing at home after a busy day and watch a good movie help me unwind, unwind, unwind. Sometimes I watch movie alone, but sometimes I watch them with my family. It depends on the type of film. Do you prefer watching film at home or at the cinema? It depends on the type of movie. For example, for horror movies like The Ring, Harry Potter, I prefer watching them at the cinema. The surround sound and the big scenes make the experience more exciting. However, for comedy films, I prefer watching them at home. I can relax on the sofa with a bottle of canned Coke and a bowl of popcorn. It feels more comfortable and enjoyable. What kind of films do you enjoy most? Why? I enjoy comedy films the most. Besides the story, I think movies are also a good way to learn about different cultures. For example, movies like Runaway Bride and Notting Hill, both starring Julia Roberts, helped me notice some cultural difference between the UK and the USA. So watching films is not only entertaining but also educational for me. How has entertainment changed because of the internet? Entertainment has changed a lot because of the internet. In the past, people had to go home on time to watch a TV program at a specific time. If you miss it, you would not watch it again easily. Nowadays, people can watch their favorite shows anytime and anywhere through the internet. It makes entertainment much more flexible and convenient. Did you watch more TV when you were younger? Yes, I did. When I was a teenage, TV was one of the main forms of entertainment for me. At that time, we did not have the internet or smartphone like today. So TV kept me company during my spare time, especially after school or during weekends. What would you do if you don't have the internet? If I don't have the internet, I would probably spend more time cooking. Cooking is one of my hobbies, and I enjoy preparing food for my family. I think it could also be a good opportunity to relax and focus on real life activities instead of spending too much time online. What kind of music do you like? When I was young, I mainly listened to Canton pop. Many Canton pop songs were very popular in Hong Kong, so I grew up listening to them, such as Anita Mui, Leslie Cheung. I enjoyed them because the melody were beautiful and the lyrics were easy to understand. These songs also remind me of my youth. When do you usually listen to music? I usually listen to music when I am doing some quiet activities or reading. For example, when I was a student, I often played music while doing my homework. I think music helped me relax and concentrate better. How your taste in music change over time? Yes, it has changed a little bit. It has changed a little over time. Besides Canton pop, I sometimes listen to Mandarin pop, K-pop, and occasionally some other language music. Nowadays, it is very easy to explore different types of music on the internet, so my music taste has become more diverse. Do you think music can affect people's emotions? Yes, I definitely think music can affect people's emotions. For example, I remember when I was preparing for public exam, I sometimes listen to motivational songs. These songs make me feel more energetic and confident before the exam. Do you prefer listening to music alone or with friends? I depends it depends on the situation. Sometimes when I feel tired or in a bad mood, I prefer listening to music alone, especially soft or emotional songs. It helps me relax and calm down. However, when I am with friends, listening to music often turns into a karaoke section, which is which is which is very fun and lively. If you could learn a musical instrument, what would you choose? I once learned the flute for a short period of time. I chose it because I think the sound of the flute is very elegant and beautiful. If I had more time in the future, I would like to learn it again and improve my skills. Can you describe something interesting that happened to you recently? Recently, my son applied for secondary school. In the UK, students need to choose their secondary school when they were in year 6. So last October, we had to submit the application. Before making the decision, we visited several schools together during open days. I also searched online for reviews and information about different schools. After that, my son and I discussed options and analyzed which school might suit him best. When he finally made his decision, I helped him complete the application form. On the 1st of March, which is the offer day, we received the result and he offered a first place at his first choice. He offered a place at his first choice school, first choose first choose school. We were both very happy. Why was it important to you? This experience was important to me because I could see how my son thinks and make decisions. During the process of uh, visiting school and discussing the options, I noticed that he already had his own opinions and preference. Even though he is only 11 years old, he showed quite good logical thinkings. As a mother, I realized that sometimes I should step back and support him instead of controlling every decision. How did you feel at that time? I feel very proud of my son. He carefully considered his choices and made a decision that he felt confident about. At the same time, I also felt proud of myself because I tried to guide him and support him during the process. What did you learn from the experience? From this experience, I learned that my son is growing up and become more independent. Since he is entering his teenage years, he will gradually developing his own ideas and preference. As a parent, my role is slowly changing. Instead of making decisions for him, I should help him think and learn how to make good choices. Would you do anything differently next time? At the moment, I feel that I did everything I could to support him. We visit schools, discuss the options, and carefully consider the decision. If there is any similar situation in the future, I will probably do the same things again. How has this experience changed you? The experience has helped me realize that I do not always need to worry too much. Sometimes it is better to give my son the opportunity to make his own choice. By doing this, he can learn responsibility and become more confident in the future.